Welcome, everyone, to the next video of football news. According to AS and the Daily Mail, the agents of Manchester City's stars are exploring new options for their players' futures, preparing for the possibility that the Etihad Stadium side could be relegated following 115 financial violation charges by the Premier League. The future of Manchester City's star players is in question if the club loses its place in England's top division. While the players currently have no intention of leaving, they must prepare for the worst-case scenario. The atmosphere at Manchester City seems tense as manager Pep Guardiola has even banned his players from discussing the lawsuit in the locker room. However, this hasn't stopped speculation about the future of the reigning Premier League champions. So far, only Pep Guardiola has been allowed to speak publicly about the lawsuit, but his statements have focused on expressing sympathy for the club. He stated, "I like being in England and love working here. Manchester City is a great club, and I always feel very good here." The Spanish manager's contract with Manchester City will expire in June next year. Manchester City is currently keen on extending Pep's tenure, but the coach has not yet agreed. Meanwhile, Rodri is one of the stars most likely to leave Man City if sanctions are imposed. The midfielder is on Real Madrid's radar, and his contract with Man City runs until the summer of 2027. Erling Haaland is currently aiming to win the Ballon d'Or, so playing in the English second division is unacceptable for the world's best striker. Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne are also believed to be considering their futures if the situation worsens. The situation at the Etihad Stadium is quite serious, often described as undercurrents. Of course, if Manchester City's appeal is successful, none of these assumptions will come true. However, if found guilty, Man City faces a significant points deduction, possibly enough to see them relegated from England's top division. Additionally, the club could be disqualified from the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. It's uncertain whether the English champions will be able to continue participating in this season's Champions League and the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. To compete in the Champions League, clubs need a license from UEFA. Currently, UEFA, the FA, and the Premier League organizers all play a role in granting this license. According to The Sun, Manchester City also faces the risk of being expelled from all English football, meaning they could be removed from all domestic competitions. This might be the harshest penalty the club could face. Many believe that a points deduction won't be enough of a deterrent if Manchester City is found guilty in this major case. The owners of several other English clubs are believed to be pushing for a heavy punishment for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola has admitted that other clubs want Manchester City to be penalized. The Premier League has accused Manchester City of 115 financial violations over 9 years, from 2009 to 2018. The first trial took place 2 years after the Premier League initially made its accusations and 7 years after the investigation began. If Man City is eventually found guilty, most people will forget the original reason for the charges. This case has dragged on and become so complex that it's placing both the Premier League and the future of the competition under scrutiny. If the Independent Investigation Committee decides that the Premier League's financial regulations are not valid, the entire case will be seen as a waste of time and money. The UK government may accelerate efforts to regulate football in the country. Of the 115 charges, 54 relate to Manchester City failing to submit accurate financial information. This might seem like a general accusation, but in such a complicated case, Man City's lawyers may find legal loopholes. The Premier League needs a simpler financial management system. The rules that Manchester City is accused of breaking have changed over time, and other clubs like Everton and Nottingham Forest have also been docked points for financial violations. However, the question remains whether accusations from 2008 are still relevant in the current context. If Man City loses the case, the punishment could be severe, including points deductions and relegation. On the other hand, if the Premier League loses, the reputation of England's top football league will be seriously damaged.